I've been playing Diablo Immortal since day one of launch, and since then creating content every day, and the most commonly asked question I always get is, I'm a free-to-play new player in Diablo Immortal, what is the best class that I should be playing? So I decided that in today's video, I'm going to go through all of the classes, including the newest class to the game, and tell you guys why that is good or why it's not good. But at the end of the day, it really comes to preference. So let's kick back and have this discussion. All right, so the Druid is the newest class that's just dropped inside of the game. It's pretty exciting. Every year, Diablo Immortal does get a brand new class. The Druid is the latest. We got the Tempest last year, and before that, I believe we got ourselves the Blood Knight. I don't believe, I know we got ourselves the Blood Knight. So which ones are the ones that we should be playing? At the end of the day, the part of the game that I'm in right now is the class change system. You could change class every day inside of Diablo Immortal, and when you do that, all of your stuff, your gear levels, your gem levels, and all of that comes with you to the new class. You really lose nothing. So it's not the most important that you choose the right class on day one, because you could always class change. I class change often enough and never really have any issues with my levels being decreased from that class change. So my first recommendation is always going to be, choose the class you like to play. Whatever class you enjoy most, or whatever play style you like most, that's what you should play on day one. There are stronger classes, there are weaker classes, but these change with the metas, and they're going to fluctuate back and forth on a regular basis. Let's go through and introduce you to all of the classes so you have an idea of how they play and see if they're a play style that you'll be interested in. The Barbarian, probably my favorite class in Diablo Immortal, not the class I'm playing right now. He is probably the most beginner-friendly class inside of the game. You're going to make him strong, you're going to jump into the middle of battles and melee other players. He's a big, tanky character, super fast, he does well in PvP, he does fantastic in PvE. You really can't go wrong with a Barbarian. Whether he is one of the stronger in the meta or one of the weaker in the meta, he's always a pretty good and reliable class to choose. It's just the OG class of Diablo itself. Barbarians are an easy go-to. Next up, we have the Wizard. This is the class that I'm playing right now. I was actually asked by the community to play the Wizard class. I didn't think I was going to like it because it's so opposite of the Barbarian, but I actually am loving the class, and I've been playing it now for about a month. The Wizard is going to be your glass cannon. It'll drop a lot of damage from a distance, of course, very different than that Barbarian. But if you get on top of the Wizard, you can do a lot of damage very quickly to it. With that being said, the Wizard is one of the bigger damage dealers inside of the game. You could do a lot of damage quickly with him, but you're going to have a little bit of extra skill on maneuvering so that you don't get attacked and hit by your enemies, whether that be in PvP or PvE. There's a ton of builds that you could utilize for all of these classes, so you can use ones that are for different areas of the game, of course. But the Wizard is one, if you like to be a fairly fast class that drops a lot of damage and you like to fight at range, Wizard is going to be a great one for you, but it's probably not a day one class for players that are really beginners to the genre and that want something that's going to be a little bit more resilient. The Wizard is definitely not resilient. Let's move on to the Demon Hunter. Like the Wizard, you're going to be playing at range with the Demon Hunter, although the Demon Hunter is a little bit faster than the Wizard and has some escape methods that are going to be better than the Wizard, although the Wizard has some themselves. The Demon Hunter is another one that is going to be a little bit more skill required. You're going to have to be a little bit of a better player than you would if you were playing as a Barbarian, where you can just button mash. Now, please, I am not saying that Barbarian players are not good players. I'm just saying there's a lot of, you can get away with not being a good player in the beginning, early game as a Barbarian, just hack and slash through things. Demon Hunter, though, adds some, I say he's the acrobat of the skies. A lot of jumping around. He has a lot of good range damage. Probably not one of the strongest inside of the current meta right now, but again, who knows? That definitely could change as time goes on. Let's take a look at the Druid. This is the, as I mentioned, the newest class. It's been out for about a month, 2 months right now. inside of Diablo Immortal, and the Druid is very unique. Probably one of the more difficult classes to use as well, so that may sway your decision if you want to play with this day one or not. But the Druid allows you to shapeshift. You can turn into a wolf, you could turn into a bear, you could turn into some type of a bouncing deer, even ravens you can jump into. And you also can have summons as well. So it takes a lot of different areas of the game. We've never had any animals or anything that we could turn into, nothing that we could shapeshift into in the game. And he has summons kind of like the Necromancer, which we'll get into in a little bit. The Druid is one of the lower damage dealers currently inside of the game, but I would anticipate that that's going to be buffed in the near future. But he's really cool if you like playing and having a lot of variety of your gameplay style. The Druid is the way to go. That being said, probably one of the more difficult ones to play, just how his skill system works and how the mana system works within that skill system. Then we have the Monk, probably transparently my least favorite class inside of the game. Like the Barbarian, you're looking at a melee style character, but the Monk is a lot smaller and has a lot less HP. You're going to be doing a lot of in and out because he is the true acrobat of Diablo Immortal with a jump in, jump out type mechanic. Definitely, if played well, can be a very strong class in PvP inside of the game, but one that's probably one of the lesser popular characters and one of the harder ones to master and to really be successful with. I probably would not recommend the Monk as a day one player unless if you're just all about the Monk and you want to figure it out, and that's cool too. The Crusader is my second most popular recommendation for a new player. The Crusader, like the Barbarian, is very tanky. You get up into the mix and you start swinging your sword, you jump on your horse, run around. The Crusader also offers a lot of buffs both to himself and to teammates, and the Crusader is one of the biggest damage dealers currently inside of the game, making him one that's an easy choice if you're brand new to the genre and you want something that's going to do a lot of damage and have a lot of resilience. You could use the Crusader. Also, one of the best looking classes, I personally believe, inside of the game. With that massive shield, you're able to get some really cool looking cosmetics on the Crusader. Then we have the Necromancer. If you want to fight with summons, if you want to have skeletons and golem and mages fight alongside of you and do your battle for you, the Necromancer is your class. Probably one of the more popular classes inside of the game. A great farmer, yet there's a ton of builds with the Necromancer that you can use that are going to make him a really good PvP player as well. Not something that's going to be getting a ton of kills in PvP, but someone that really does a nice job with support. I love the Necromancer. It's a really great class. Again, though, it can be difficult. He doesn't have the most HP, and you really are going to rely on your summons to protect you throughout your battles. Then the Blood Knight comes to the game. Not currently meta, which is okay. Doesn't mean that it's something that you shouldn't play. He is basically a vampire-style class, has some really cool dash mechanics, and the ability to take life from others and bring it back to himself. I like the Blood Knight. I think he's a lot of fun. I haven't played him in a while, actually, but when I did, I enjoyed playing the class. As I mentioned, not the strongest, but still has some really cool mechanics that you may really enjoy. Wave of Bats is one of his skills that's really cool, that just goes and sends out a bunch of bats to take down enemies. You can take the blood or the life from other players and refuel yourself. A cool class for sure. Maybe not a day one easy class to use, but also not the most difficult. I could be on the fence. You could play this one and I'll say it's not the worst for a day one class. And finally, the Tempest class. Another one of the largest damage dealers in the game. Not one of the strongest as far as how much HP that they have, so you have to have that ability to maneuver yourself around, but dropping massive damage in PvE and PvP, Tempest is a fantastic class. Also, a very agile, mobile class that's going to be a little bit more difficult to master on day one. So, it wouldn't be one of my recommendations for someone that's never played before. But, with all that said, whether I say it's a recommendation or not, any class is playable on day one. There is no class that you're going to be able to build as a free-to-play player that's going to be better than all of the players that are playing above you. It's just not how this game works. This game is built off of gems. It's built off of legendary gems, normal gems, resonance, and combat rating. All of those things are grinded throughout the game. Some of those things are purchasable in the game, and people that spend a lot more money are going to be able to have a lot more power with those. With that said, free-to-play players, low spenders inside of the game can still have an absolute blast playing this game, and I do recommend that everyone play what I believe to be the best action RPG on mobile, and it actually has a PC client as well, which is where I often play when I stream and do all of that, because I stream almost every day here on the channel. You guys should come through and check out a stream, usually around noon Eastern time, most days of the week. So I hope that answers your questions regarding what classes are the best to play in Diablo Immortal. At the end of the day, summary is you can't go wrong. Start working on a class. If you like the class, stick with it. If you don't, class change to another one. Learn as you go. We got you covered and answer all your questions on the streams, and of course have videos supporting every class inside of the game. Have a great day.